Hey, shalom, shalom, all praises, honor, glory goes to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishop of the great millstone who rule well. Peace and blessings to you fellow brothers pushing this word in truth and sincerity, Shvachanak. Coming back with another lesson through the spirit and power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachak, Wadash. This is a walk and talk lesson. I was going to do this lesson yesterday, didn't have time, but now I have time. The spirit's still on me to go into it. I'm gonna call this one something around the lines of assassinations and failed coups. The devil was at work. Okay, assassinations, failed coups, or I can just say coup d'etats. Okay, the devil. Okay, which is the actual man, a group of individuals, a nation to be exact. But of course, starting with the heads of that nation, which is Amalek, Esau, Edom. Okay, the so-called white man, who the world Indian calls white. Okay, or these different names that they put on themselves, like the British and the Spanish and the Dutch, which they're not the original inhabitants of those lands. Every name that they have, they stole, they took upon themselves, just like they call themselves the Ish people. They're not the true Israelites, which they don't call themselves the Israelites. That's another indicator. But to get back into the topic, which is it all adds up. It's all synonymous with each other. You had over the last week, it's been crazy. The mainstream media has not been pushing it really. How things come and go so fast. We're in a time of everything being sped up, the prophecies being sped up. But you had you had the Iranian president, him and his foreign minister, right? They died in helicopter crash. And come on, let's be real. That's not a coincidence. And the actors, because you got to be careful. Those the small hats. They're of course they will have to be behind it. Okay, these different intelligence agencies, Mossad. You got MI5, MI6, which is the British intelligence, the CIA. And they've been speaking about taking this guy out for a minute. Because they want to do away with the Persians, right? So they died. Okay. You have cui bono, a Latin term. Who profits? Who will benefit from that? Okay. So you had that happen, and then you had a NATO president. I have a document. Where'd that go? Give me a second. Okay, right here. You have a NATO member, Slovakia. I'm not sure if he's alive, but he got shot. There was a attempted assassination on him. He got shot a couple of times. Okay, and this all happened within like a week. All right, and then when you dig into these individuals that got taken out, all right, they have certain things in common. They're aligned with Russia, and they're against the small hats. Okay, Putin's allies warning after assassination attempt in NATO country. Dmitry Medvedev, deputy chairman, and this is from Newsweek.com. Deputy chairman of the Security Council of Russia, an ally of President Vladimir Putin, issued a warning on Telegram after assassination attempt in Slovakia, a member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico is in serious condition after being shot 5 times in the town of Hanlova in broad daylight. On Wednesday, alleged gunmen Jarrah Centula, a 71-year-old writer and poet from Levis in the southern central part of the country, was charged on Thursday with the attempted murder. And within the last couple of years, you had you had assassinations and coups in many countries, Central America, Africa. A lot in Africa will tap into that. But you have this individual, which he was more aligned with Putin, even though he's a NATO nation. He was, he was trying to reestablish a better connections with Russia. And then I believe when you go into it, he denied the W to the H to the O, the C-19, like the scamdemic treaty, something like that. If you can go into and look into that. All right, so next thing you know, he's shot 5 times by individual. You had not too long ago, you had a prime minister, the ex-prime minister in Japan. They killed him. I think Abe. And then there was another assassination attempt in Japan. I believe it was last year. Now you also had a failed coup. Remember, what I'm speaking about, these things all happened within like the last week. You can look this up with the Slovakia president. I'm pretty sure there's more news on that. But here I have, and I found this information on X. They even had a video of there was Americans. Basically, America tried to overthrow the Congo, Democratic Republic of Congo. They tried to overthrow it. Okay, and they were caught red-handed. All right, so we're in a time of this man being completely exposed. ABC News, and there, you have the American, media trying to clean things up. Okay, give me a second. I'll go to the one on CNN. Americans, and this is from CNN.com. Americans involved in foiled deadly coup, DR Congo military says. American citizens were involved in an attempted coup d'etat that left at least 3 people dead on Sunday in the Democratic Republic of Congo, a military spokesman told CNN Monday. I mean, that's all that we really need, the headline. You can type these things in, you can fact check me and go into the information as well. You can do response videos, all that. Bear with me. Let me get across the street. Okay. Let me go into a couple of scriptures. All right, because the devil is at work. Esau, Edom, he's at work. He's doing a lot of things behind the scenes. I was just kind of meditating upon this the other day, how there's a lot going on behind the scenes. And America is involved in a whole host of evil things towards these nations. And this is why these nations, they're gonna ultimately deceive America and turn on America and shoot missiles on America. All right, and the main actor is going to be Russia. Russia from the North Country, as it says in Jeremiah 50. Let me get this. This is 2 Corinthians 2. Why is it? Hold on. Why is it doing that? It's tripping. 2 Corinthians 2. My app is stuck in Psalms. Okay, hold on. Let me restart it. Okay, I think we're good. Yep. 2 Corinthians 2 and 11, it says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." And we are fully aware of his devices through the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit allows us to see in a time of darkness. That's the light shining upon us. That's Isaiah 60. All right, so we have the light. We're able to see these things. But again, too, we can't forget a lot of other individuals are able to see as far as what the evils that America is doing all across the world. Because when you go into the comment boards of a lot of these videos, they'll reference America, they'll reference the coups that they were implicated in, and a lot of times these things are outright open. They're unclassified or declassified, I should say. Declassified documents show that the American government was involved in overthrowing certain political leaders in different countries. Also, they can have power in that country. And this is nothing new, because when you have a hegemon can't really just take over the world through military power. As far as, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. They'll allow certain kings to get back up in there, certain leaders. But what they'll do is they'll put in a puppet. They'll put in a puppet leader. Okay, so that puppet leader can do the bidding of that particular nation. Excuse me. In this case, America. So when a country turns against America and the different policies, which that can mean, not taxing the people enough, not allowing the certain lands to be used by Esau, his agricultural or mining or whatever corporation it may be, to take and extract new minerals and stuff like that. They'll come in and they'll overthrow the government. All right. So America this is a sign that America is losing, it's waning in power. Let me give me a second. Let me get another precept. Where's that at? I believe it's in the Old Testament, but I'm gonna see if I can find this. Where's that at? Maybe. I doubt it. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, I don't think I can find this one. Let me go here. Let me go to Obadiah. This is Obadiah, verse 3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cliffs. You know what? No, let me start up at 2. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised. And the Edomite is being despised, especially the Edomite in America, but also Europe. You have the French. The French got kicked out of. Is it Mali? What name? Let me Google that. The French got kicked out of some particular African nations that they had control over for hundreds of years, and now those African nations have basically they have brought in Russia to guard them. Okay, but I want to type this in. Give me a second. Let me look this up. French kicked out of Africa. Let me see. Give me a second. Right, Niger. France has been kicked out of Niger. Its last French troop withdrew December 22nd, 2023. The withdrawal was ordered by the country's new junta, which took power after a coup in July 2023. So the same tactics that America has been using as far as overthrowing governments to put in their puppet leaders. Well, you have a leadership that would a group of individuals that will come together and do the same thing and kick out America or kick out a particular nation. So this happened. The government of Niger, or they call them rebel forces, they came in and they kicked out the puppet of America. I'm sorry, in this case, France. And France was extracting all type of mineral resources, gas, all these resources that are in Europe. I'm sorry, that are in Africa. Excuse me, I'm all over the place today. Okay, but they've been kicked out, and they brought in Russia as, pretty much a guard, and that's synonymous with the scriptures, how Russia will be a guard unto these smaller nations. You have nations in in Africa that Russia's a guard unto. Okay, and this is why you have France talking about they want to send troops to Ukraine, because they big mad, they hurt. All right, because Russia came in. Same thing in like Ethiopia as well, because America sows nothing but discord. That's the point. America and the Edomites in general. Okay, the pride of thy heart has deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? So he's been able to go around the earth, put down all the dark nations, use deceptive tactics against these nations. And for a moment, these nations, they were, there was nothing that they could do. They were subject to the powers, Esau, Edom being over them. But now that the tides are turning, they're now taking a stance against America. Okay, and Russia is leading the charge. Okay, so Esau thought that who's going to bring me down? I have financial hegemony. I have military hegemony. I can use my deceptive tactics. I have my intelligence agencies. I pay people off. I assassinate people. I take down governments. But see, all that power is starting to wane. He's not that big bad America, that big bad Edomite. These dark nations. Joel, the 3rd chapter. I was reading that the other day. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Actually, I was reading that this morning. Okay. Verse 4, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord. If these came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they have not stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? See? How are his hidden things sought up? How are the things of Esau searched out? How do we know these things? And a lot of individuals know these things. They just don't know that he's the Edomite. See, that's what separates us from the rest of the world. Even these truthers that go deep into the different secret organizations, what the elites do, and so on and so forth. What truly separates us is that we tie him back to the Bible. We tie him back to being the biblical Edomite. And see, there's a judgment that's allotted for him. That, a judgment that's predestined, that none of these other individuals can, actually they don't truly understand. They don't even know who really is doing things. They'll say a guy like Bill Gates, they'll say they're global elite, but who's the global elite? Very few people will actually point out, and say it's the red shield people. And those elite banking families, very few of them will point it out and actually break it down and say who they are. But see, we go deeper. They're the Edomites. Okay, and Esau, he's mad that he's being exposed for being an Edomite. He's upset about that. Okay, I'm gonna close it there. It wasn't too too long in my mind. I think I hit the point. Until next time, shalom to the left.